Hey everyone! Okay, so the vlog you are about to see is a huge mess, so let me just walk you through the evolution of this vlog, okay? It first started out with reading books recommended by Cindy from With Cindy, okay? Because I love her channel, she's super relatable, she's super funny, but then I went through her Goodreads and saw the books she gave 5 stars to, and they were not my type in any way, shape, or form. Especially this one, yeah, just not my thing. So I instead put in a plot twist and was like, I'm gonna read books not recommended by Cindy. So I read her 1-star books, and it yielded interesting results. But then I was like, this vlog is so bad, I do not want her name to be attached to it. So this is instead gonna be a vlog where I read crappy thrillers for fun, for no reason. Do not tag her in this. Do not tag her. Do not make this video known to her, okay? This is a shitty thriller vlog where I read bad books. At one point there was a cooking segment. I had to scrap that because it was embarrassing. And at the end of this vlog, I did a spoiler discussion, or more like a spoiler rant of the book, The Couple Next Door. Okay, this vlog is extra disastrous because I filmed it on the days leading up to New Year, so this house had like people all over the place and I was trying to dodge them, filming in the kitchen, filming outside, and it was super awkward. I was talking super fast, and it is a mess, but so is my life, okay? I hope you watch this, I hope you enjoy this. Bye. So today I'm gonna be starting with The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. I just got the ebook and I am ready to begin. But first I need to make some coffee, so let's do that right now, okay? Okay, my hair is a mess, so let me just flatten that so I don't look like a fucking asshole. Anyway, so we've got Starbucks cappuccino. This mermaid gets smaller and smaller, I swear. I think this has foam for my bougie ass, you know? Foam and reading. I am a classy bitch. Delicious. Okay, hi. I chose to read this book because I needed like a palate cleanser after reading so much heavy sci-fi jargon from Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, same guy that wrote The Martian, by the way. And this book opens up with stuff about cloning, and the entire first chapter is her talking about how tight her fucking dress is. But then again, there is some stuff that I do like. It sounds like there's gonna be some domestic disputes, okay? We learned that she had this guy named Nathan. There was a guy named Nathan that's with another woman, and she seems to be very vengeful and not too happy about him. So I kind of hope that this story goes less on the sci-fi and more on the trashy domestic thriller route. I don't know. Update soon. I'm gonna get back into this book. And yeah, that's it. Okay, let me just get myself in order. Alright, ooh, I like this lighting. I dig this lighting. Should I just do the whole vlog out here like this? Should I just do the whole commentary like in this place like this right now? Because I don't mind. I don't mind. I like this lighting. But yeah, let's just go outside for a bit because I have been reading all day. Sorry, I just totally exposed my license plate. I don't know how much of that footage I can keep, so let me just start again. So I've been reading The Echo Wife all day. I'm not bored, but nothing much is happening in the story. It's quite bizarre. Let me tell you about it. Let me just sit down. I'm getting tired. My arm's getting tired. My life is getting tired. My life force is draining as I stand up. Sorry, I just finished my spin class and I'm a bit dramatic right now. Let's get a plant in the shot. Okay, so I'm about 70% into The Echo Wife. Not the Eco Wife, okay? She's not a plant person. This isn't about botany. So this background is just aesthetic. Don't get confused. Echo as in E-C-H-O. Echo Wife, not Eco Wife. What am I talking about? So we follow a woman named Evelyn, and the book opens up telling us that she's like a scientist, okay? That she's got her shit figured out academically, and she's got that MD, not that MRS, because her husband left her. Okay, so she's only got an MS now. And her husband left her because she was choosing her career over starting a family with him. He still was like adamant that he wanted her to produce some offspring. He wanted a spawn from her. And she was like, I need to focus on my career and you need to deal with that because we are spouses and we are partners in this. So her husband used a certain scientific discovery of hers to fix the solution of him wanting a child and a wife that wanted a child, and I don't want to spoil that much. I don't want to go beyond that description of this book. Right now, I feel like I'm reading a diary entry of an annoying woman who talks about her childhood, who talks about her marriage, who talks about her past. I'm not hating it. I am kind of intrigued to see where the story goes, so I'm gonna try to finish this book now. Well, first I'm gonna need a shower because I just got back from a spin class. Apologies if I look gross. I did wash my face for you guys though. But yeah, check in soon.
If I could take you up in boom 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 boom, tell me I'm the only one that you know. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Life could be a dream. And I ding dong, plans would come true. And I ding dong, my whole life loving you. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, shaboom, and hoping we meet again. Oh, life. And I ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang. Boom, and I ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang.
A few moments later.
Okay, hi. So you're gonna kind of have to excuse the sound of birds and the presence of mosquitoes because I'm currently getting eaten out alive. Now that my neighbors have successfully completed the shut the fuck up challenge, I'm going to talk to you about this book and some of the shit it says. So I like the message about how abuse and abusive behavior gets passed down from generation to generation and how healing has to happen before a cycle can be broken. But even though I hated the book It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, I think that book addressed that specific theme in a way that was reflected in the events of the story rather than just spouting it out and having it not, you know, be a germane part of the main narrative. Am I making sense? I think I am, I hope I am. And I also, of course, like the fact that this author is highlighting the difficult choices women have to make in terms of either getting a career or getting a job, or that's the same thing, I am drunk, or getting a child or starting a family, like the balance. And the thing I like the most is the question of, do we ever truly know someone, or are we only seeing fragments of what they present to us and inventing a narrative of them in our head? And are we only seeing what we can fix in somebody as opposed to their entire being as a person? All that's good stuff, okay? Trust me, I like that. I like that message. I also really love the message about how we view ourselves living inside our own bodies versus how we would feel if we were to ever meet a version of ourselves from the perspective of somebody else. All that's well and good. All that is stuff I appreciate as a human being on this earth. What I don't care about is how not much stuff happens in this story, because I am kind of annoyed about the fact that if I could summarize this whole story, it would be in like 6 to 7 bullet points, maybe even less, and then I could tell you every single thing that happens in this book. That's not good. I need stuff with stuff to happen because there's not much tension, and yeah, I just don't know if I appreciate that. Actually, no, scrap that. I don't appreciate that. Your book's gotta have more stuff. Anyway, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, so I'm gonna head inside now, and I will chat soon.
Later that night.
Okay, hi. Here's the situation that I am in right now. It's kind of late, and realistically I could stay up a bit later and finish this book, The Echo Wife. But here's the thing, right? This book has barely anything happening in it, and I'm already like on the last 1.5 chapters left, and I'm over it. I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
The next day.
Okay, hi. I like this angle, I do. I just don't like how it makes my hair look big on the side, but maybe I can edit around that. Okay, let me just flatten this out, but you know what? Hair does what it does. And if you can't stand to look at me because my hair looks like a mess, I suggest pretending this is a podcast and not looking at me. Like, you can literally listen to what I have to say and still give me watch hours. Okay, so let's talk about the fucking book, The Echo Wife. Boring. It was lame. I have some notes on my phone, which we're gonna go through now. I actually love standing up. Oh my gosh, this is so much more fun than sitting down. I wish I could have a setup like this indoors, but I'm like 6'3", so that's just not gonna work, I don't think. So we film outdoors. Anyway, so the first word I wrote down on my notes about this fucking book is boring. B-O-R-I-N-G, boring. And yesterday I told you all about how it says things that are interesting. You know, it says all the things that I alluded to yesterday. But the thing that made this book so boring is that this main character that we read from inside the head of doesn't say anything about these things. Do you get it? Do you understand? Do you understand my frustration here? So yeah, we have all these interesting topics about the memory, about the identity of who you are, who's gonna meet you, self-perception versus other people's perception of you. Perception, oh my gosh, what is this, a grad school lecture? No. Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. The thing is that the books and movies that have addressed this topic or these topics before had stories that these topics were baked into. Do you understand? This thing, this Echo Wife, barely qualifies as a story at any point, I swear. The concept is admittedly kind of fun, but concept alone just isn't enough, you know? And the book is just so killingly repetitive. The entire thing takes place in this woman's head, and all she does is think about her husband and her upbringing, the consequences of what she's doing could do, but doesn't really, you know, have a voice on anything. She takes a passive stance on like every single thing that she is thinking about. In this entire book, our main character, Evelyn, gives one strong personal opinion, and that's about the dress she wears at the beginning of the book, okay? 10 out of 10, don't recommend. I completely understand why Cindy gave this 1 star, because I also give it 1 star because it was such a fucking waste of time. What I'm gonna do now is start my next read, and that is The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. That's how the audiobook narrator pronounced this person's name. And I will check in soon, maybe get some nature footage of this is a real plant, by the way. I will check in soon.
Later that day.
Also, this was our makeshift Christmas tree this year. I actually live in Asia, so we don't get any of that pine stuff, you know? So this is what our tropical tree looked like. We decorated it with all that good stuff. All that colorful, merry, happy shit, you know? I'd say we did a pretty good job, and yeah. Oh, hey everyone. So I'm currently on my walk, and I'm listening to the audiobook of The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. Bitch, take a shot every time they say postpartum depression or allude to the fragile mental state of the main female character, because I think they're really trying to hammer home that we have an unreliable narrator and that she and her ineptitude has something to do with the missing kid. Maybe a bit misogynistic, but the author is a woman, so she might be able to pull out some grand statement critiquing what I am potentially getting a bit irked by. But anyway, I'm gonna enjoy the nature, get some nature footage, and check in soon.
Later that night.
Okay, let me just tape this footage real quick because my camera's dying, which we do not appreciate, okay? But we work with what we have. So, it is evening, as you can tell by the darkness outside and the darkness in my soul, and I have started my next read, and that book is The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. I'm about 40 pages in, and we follow this couple. The woman comes from wealth, the guy kind of had to like work his way up in the ranks in life, and the book opens up with their baby getting kidnapped, or so we think. I don't know. You never know with these sketchy people. And so a detective is investigating the disappearance of their kid. But right off the bat, a lot of the things that I complained about in The Echo Wife are like exacerbated over here. So a lot of the toxic caricature of femininity and the excessive maternal longing, all that stuff is like here, and it's wildly exaggerated. I don't know if this author is gonna try to subvert or circumvent that cliche with the conclusion of this book, but right off the bat, that's a thing that's in here. I do like the mystery. It's very Madeleine McCann. There's a lot more stuff happening. There's a lot more plot, a lot more developments, you know? So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how this is gonna go, but I really can't tell. Opening, first act, interesting despite my complaints. I hope that it doesn't slow down in Act 2, and I hope that it doesn't drop the ball in Act 3, because this can be either an entertaining, you know, generic thriller, which it kind of is so far, or it can be a complete cliched, plot device filled disaster. Yeah, they're pretty stupid. The book opens up with these new parents getting drunk. They're in a party. They're boozing it up. The husband's flirting with the wife of the other couple. They leave their baby home alone without a babysitter. Their newborn child of 6 months is left home alone, and they're getting drunk next door. And as a result, when the detective comes over, she ends up feeding misinformation to him, making his job like a lot harder. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I will update soon, and I will check in when I check in.
The next day.
Okay, good morning. The lighting, I must apologize, is brighter than my future. What annoys me so much is when a book insists that a certain character exhibits a certain character trait, but it doesn't actually show the character being like that. This bitch cries like one time after her baby gets kidnapped, but they keep alluding to the fact that she was nuts and crazy and could have killed her own kid, and she was going super nuts because of the postpartum psychosis and depression, and the detectives suspect her, and her husband is Googling sketchy shit about her. And it's like, bitch, get real. She cried one time so far in this entire book, so why are y'all making a big deal about her? So yeah, I don't have too many concrete thoughts about the book right now, but I will say this. When we got to the midway plot twist and found out about what other circumstances were surrounding this case that made things a bit more complicated, I was just like, okay, I'm interested. I feel like this author's gonna dump a huge wad of bullshit on me though in the third act, because the people I was on the live show with last night, a couple of them were bashing this book and bashing this author's work. So I'll see how this goes. Probably gonna go on my run. Gotta finish this tea first. Literal tea. Me spilling literal tea while I am delivering literal tea. I don't know. I will check back in once the book is done.
Later that day.
Okay, I'm gonna be really quick. It is New Year's. There are fireworks. I just finished The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. That was good shit. That was good shit. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I'm like filming here, trying to like not get seen by my family and caught in my shame. Okay, so sorry if I was talking fast. But yeah, I really enjoyed the book. It was good trash. Like Robin Harding books, the rich people drama, like those kinds of thrillers with like juicy shit. Bitch. Yes, I don't want to lie. Legit, the way the book ended, I cheered. I cheered when that... I literally cheered with the way this book ended, okay? Literally clapped and gasped. Yeah.
The next day.
So last night I finished The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena, a book that had no business being that good. The fireworks have died down. The festivities have died down. I woke up at noon and made myself some foaming coffee. Okay, we're not spilling tea this time, we're spilling coffee this time, because I'm definitely gonna spill this talking about this book. Alright, so The Couple Next Door by Sherry LaPena. Where do I begin? Where the fuck do I begin? Where does one begin when they talk about a book like this? I have notes, and they are very, can you see them? They're like super unhinged and in caps lock, and I'm just like freaking the fuck out. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm totally fine. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not fucking crazy, I promise. Anyway, I finished this book last night and I gave it 4 stars. Now, why did I give it 4 stars? This book resembles some trashy thrillers that I live for, you know, specifically the ones of Robin Harding, and that one book called The Wife Between Us by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekinen. Okay, so I'm gonna put a picture of the book up here because I'm gonna talk about spoilers now. I just want to elaborate about my general reaction as I was reacting to this ending and reading this final act of just pure trashy gold. So the first thing I wrote was like, why does Anne keep insisting that Marco, her husband, is a good father? Because this baby is like 6 months old. Literally, what has he shown to prove that he is a good father and that he is a good husband? I don't understand. What is the logic? What was her rationale for coming up with this decision? I'm gonna put the quote right here so you know that this woman was insisting this for so much of the book despite the fact that she had found out shit about him. And spoiler alert, it turns out that her husband had orchestrated the kidnapping because he wanted to get the ransom from her rich parents because his business was tanking, and he was like, I'm gonna fake kidnap my child and trick my in-laws into giving me all this money to get my company that they paid for back in business, okay? We find out that her husband's accomplice was a random guy that he met on the street. Literally, he was down on his luck, he was depressed, and this random stranger sits next to him on a park bench and is like, hey, you look sad. Did somebody break up with you? Did somebody make you feel bad today? Did somebody piss you off? And he was just like, no, let me tell all my problems to this random stranger. And the random stranger befriends him, and they continue to be friends for some reason. Okay, is this how friendship works? I don't know, I'm an introvert. But can you comment down below if you've ever told all your problems to a stranger that was not a therapist, that you weren't paying to listen to you, but like a random stranger? And can you comment down below if you have conspired with a random stranger to give them your 6-month-old child and trust them not to kill the child or sell the child to perverts on the internet, and, you know, hold the child in safekeeping so that you can extort your in-laws, okay? Would you do that? Would you do that? Would you do that? Who does that? Who the fuck does that? And this bitch wife of him was like, he's a good father. My ass. Okay, okay. Okay, and to add tension to a story that barely has any, she puts in this subplot about the wife having like a fugue state. This comes in handy later. She puts in like this like random subplot of the wife and having this state where she blacks out and does things that she forgets that she does. She violently attacked one of her bullies in school when she was a kid, so that's a thing she does apparently. Why is this in here? Like literally this is only in here to trick us into thinking that she killed her baby and disposed of the body while nobody knew about it. This fugue shit ultimately builds up to nothing, but then in the end, which I'm gonna get to soon, but before that, bitch, we have more to get to. And honestly, fuck these people, right? I mean, like, the worst thing you can do is put a kid through a bad life, I think. And it's like, if you didn't have your shit together, why did you have a kid, okay? If you couldn't pay for your own business, why the fuck were you reproducing, Marco? The fuck, man? Like, this guy gets caught kidnapping his own child. His wife confronts him. Rather than be a man and own up, he's like, it was the other guy's idea. I had nothing to do with this. It was the other guy's idea. Bitch. Look, this is the trash I live for, okay? So it turns out that the random guy that plotted the kidnapping with Marco was a friend of Richard, and Richard is the stepdad of Anne, the main girl. Richard is like a guy that married into Anne's family to, you know, get some of the wife's money, but because they signed a prenup before their marriage, he had no legal access to the money in case he ever divorced her. But he had this affair on the side, and he wanted to have some money to leave the rich wife and go with this side hoe of his, okay? It turns out that the stepdad of Anne, our main female protagonist, hired his friend to plot with the husband of his stepdaughter to conspire to kidnap his own grandchild so he could get the ransom money from his wife and hold it somewhere, only for him to return his daughter and leave the wife after distressing them all with a kidnapping, leave the wife and take all the ransom money and go with his side hoe. And then it turns out that he likes them younger, okay? Guess who he was having an affair with? Guess who he was having an affair with? This guy was having an affair with Cynthia, the neighbor, the hoe neighbor of Anne, who was flirting with Anne's husband that night. So this neighbor of Anne was flirting with Anne's husband, making out with him, and screwing her stepdad. But it gets better, okay? But it gets better. It gets better. Hold on. It gets better because at the end of the book, Anne confronts Cynthia. She goes into Cynthia's house and she's like, I know you fucked my dad. I know you tried to fuck my husband. What the hell is wrong with you? She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she's like, bitch. She goes into the fugue state and she stabs the shit out of Cynthia. It was, okay. It ends with her fucking like stabbing Cynthia to death. And when this was gonna happen, I was like, get her. I was like cheering for her at the end of this book, okay? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that was that for this vlog. Thank you, Cindy, for recommending these books to me. I do agree that The Echo Wife is worthless and pointless and deserves a 1-star rating, but we have a difference of opinion in regards to The Couple Next Door, okay? Because this is the trash that I live for. So, cheers to you. Have a happy new year, everyone. Good luck to all of us this year. Make some coffee. Have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope to see you in future videos. But as always, take care.